What's happening, Wes?
Just chilling, brother. Same old,
Oh
working.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
How you doing?
You know, just another day here in PSVR2 land. Nothing exciting. Nothing to report.
Yeah.
Nothing to wait.
Nothing to
What's
talk
this?
about.
Wait, what does this thumbnail say? Holy crap! Um, yeah, if you
Wait, we're
guys
doing a
missed it,
show?
yeah.
There's a
Oh, geez,
thumbnail?
we probably should have prepared for this. Here's the funny part. I actually had a thumbnail all prepared that said Resident Evil 9 announced. It's finally happening. Like I legit had one ready just in case. And that didn't happen. And instead I had to make this one. I was like, this is, I don't know, just as exciting, I think. So, but I was ready just in case it happened. But this is what we got.
You know what's going to be even funnier is a year from today,
Mm-hmm.
when you scroll across that thumbnail, when we're looking back and we still don't have Resident Evil 9, and then you click on that. That will be fun.
That'll be depressing. In a perfect way to start the show. Let's go.
Ooh.
This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, WesDay, and 2 Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure. Sirens on my end. Shocker. Yeah, 6 p.m. right here, video style. That's how we do it. We also put this thing up on podcast services of your choice. My name is Brian Pop, this channel right here without Parole. And this guy over here to my left, you're right, it's Wes Dylan from Virtual Strangers. It sounds like I'm trying to poop something out, doesn't it? Oh, so satisfying. Wes, what's going on, man? How's your day going?
It's been pretty textbook, honestly. I have about 5 more things to do than I have time to do them in, and taking a break to sit here and talk VR with all you lovely people.
Excellent. Actually, Wes, can you do me a quick favor? Does your camera pivot, rotate?
How's that?
Perfect. Yeah, because you're kind of like sitting on top of the lower third there. It's something I should have taken care of before the show. I don't know what's happening, man. Man, that was the state of play. It was really interesting to hear. Did you? Okay, well, let me ask you this first. Did you get to watch the state of play? Like, just watch it? Watch it?
No, I mean, yes and no. I was busy with something for work for like the first 10 or 12 minutes of it or so. So I missed the big thing. But I tuned in late and got updated by the chat pretty quickly. So yeah, I watched most of it.
Bro, we all almost missed the big thing. Like it was, they did the whole trailer. Oh, it's coming to PlayStation 5 and PS5 Pro, and then just like on that screen that they put up afterwards, it says also in development for PlayStation VR2. It's like it was like I wasn't reading things on the screen, right? I was looking for a PSVR2 logo, and so we almost let that one slip past us. Like the chat would have been screaming at us, but fortunately we caught it, and man, we were screaming. It is interesting though. It was we had all these different possibilities. We had a huge list of things we thought might happen today. People were for whatever reason saying Thief VR release date. I was saying The Secret of the Mimic, Five Nights at Freddy's release date, because that kind of disappeared and we're expecting it to come back. Ace of Thunder, it release is imminent, so we were expecting maybe something that get an official announcement for the end of October. And then of course the big holy grail would have been Resident Evil 9. And so the fact that like just none of those things happened and we walked away pretty impressed, right? Like, I mean, does Flight Simulator do anything for you personally?
Well, I'd be lying if I said that I was too like really hyped about it.
Right.
Because I've had 5 years now to play it and I have not. But with that said, for the most part, the reason why I haven't played it in that 5 years is it's only been a few months now that I've had a PC that's really capable of running it. Like it is notorious for being intensely resource heavy to run. So you really have to have a top of the line gaming PC really to even mess with that. And that I think was the most shocking element of this announcement to me is how are they going to get that to run on a PS5? That is shocking to me. But no, I mean, it's the holy grail for flight sims. I mean, it's incredibly realistic for the most part. I think the consensus is that a layman can come in and put some time into this application and learn how to fly a plane in real life. Essentially, it's that level of real, and it takes place in the real world where you can go to real places. And I mean, it's even got like up to the minute weather accuracy in where places that you're visiting. It's pretty incredible in terms of the amount of realism that it has to offer. With that said, on the other hand, it is not a game. It is a flight simulator. So, I mean, those people who are particularly um, game oriented and want to have fun, doing things that are not possible in the real world might not be as hyped for it. But it is a significant announcement. So, yeah, I think there's some cause for hype here.
Okay. If anybody is noticing that I'm playing like a super old flight simulator trailer, I am working on downloading one, a new one, the most recent one that just got shown. So we'll be having that. We'll be playing that in a little bit. Dude, listen, I was kind of with you. I was kind of with you being like, oh yeah, it's a flight sim, and it's just like it's about you can get your pilot's license and you can learn how to operate a real plane. The PlayStation blog post is very reassuring for people like me who want a game in there. They're talking about search and rescue. They're talking about firefighting, right, and in agriculture and all this different stuff that like kind of gives some meaning, some drive behind implementing an actual campaign into flight sim is exactly what I think people like you and me are looking for. And so I have a lot of hope, and I think this is going to be great. And also, as people were saying during the state of play, to me it's so much less about getting a specific game and so much more about being like Gran Turismo 7 is one of the best simulators ever as far as cars are concerned, and now we have like probably what's considered the most realistic flight simulator ever. So PlayStation and PlayStation VR2 quickly becoming the home for that kind of stuff. And I we always talk about what games will sell headsets, and I think this game's going to sell a lot of headsets.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the sim enthusiast community have already bought in to the headset for Gran Turismo, and then beyond that, when the headset picked up PC support, we had those guys buying in as well because of the OLED panel. So yeah, it could sell some headsets for sure. I don't know if features carry over from like the 2020 version to the 2024, but I know the 2020 version had a really cool feature where it was like a tie-in to the Dune movies where you can pilot one of those weird chopper aircraft from the film. I don't know what the term is for it, but fly it over the landscape of that planet, which I thought that was really cool. That's something I would like to experience.
Nice. Yeah. Anyway, this is and I think this is going to be I think this will be pushing PS5 to its limits. I think this might actually be a reason to get a Pro.
Yeah.
Especially considering it'll likely be utilizing PSSR. I can only imagine. I feel like they want to throw everything at this that they possibly can in order to keep the experience as smooth as possible. Somebody I've been asked in our live stream, like, do you think it'll be 90 native? I was like, no, that would listen, anything's possible, but yeah, I don't believe for a second that would be the case there.
It's less important here. You're in a cockpit stationary, right?
Yeah.
So like you're not moving around, you're not smooth turning. So all of those things that you typically do in games that produce the ghosting effect that people hate about reprojection shouldn't be much of a factor here. So no, I don't think that it'll be running at a native frame rate. But I don't think that that's really a big deal at all.
Well, this is a bummer. I'm not seemingly able to rip any of these trailers for Flight Simulator. I don't know if it has something to do with my my YouTube downloader or what's going on
Is it
here.
giving you that error? Well, we had that problem like a year or two ago where certain Sony channels wouldn't allow you to rip the trailers. The workaround I think we ended up on was some of the European Sony
Mm.
channels would work, but not like the North American ones.
Yeah, I am. Come on. I am. I'm actually doing my best to grab it from all sorts of different channels, and well, it doesn't seem to be working. Luckily, I have a couple of these, so let's see if this other one works. You plenty of technical issues on the State of Play stream as well, which I chopped out, but I don't think is completely rendered yet. All right, this just isn't happening. All right. Oh well, they don't want us to do it. What are your thoughts, man? When a State of Play delivers, usually what we expect to get from a State of Play is roughly 2 made for VR games, and then maybe a hybrid game, like when it comes to something like Dreams of Another or Luminous Arise. What are your thoughts when you see a State of Play like this, where it's okay? PSVR2 is mentioned kind of as an afterthought. It is listed on the PlayStation blog prominently in terms of this, but that's it. Like, is this a good sign for PSVR2, or are you like, man, they really kind of scaled back a little bit here, quantity wise?
I don't think it says anything, to be quite honest. Sony's so unpredictable these days with how they promote and what these showcases or state of plays have in them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything to be happy nor sad about on that end. What I will say is, I think people are finally starting to learn to keep their expectations in check, and I find it to be a positive development that, at least from what I'm seeing, most people don't seem to be too disappointed that there really wasn't much VR here. I think that's a very positive development for us as a community, because it has, a lot of implications in terms of, we've had these discussions before about how we, review games and everything often is skewed by our expectations. And I know I've learned to go into these things without having much in terms of expectations, and it seems like a lot of people are following suit. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's really smart to keep your expectations in check. Until the day that we have that State of Play where they say, and everything that you just saw is playable on your PlayStation VR 5. That's Virtual Resistance with the 12 quid says, I'd just like to publicly thank Flight Sim Delivery 2025. If anybody doesn't know, that's the shovelware game that is pretty rough. Without your consistent sales, I don't think this could have ever happened. Also, here's the money I never spent on Flight Sim Delivery 2025. Thank you so much. This is, listen, I think sometimes people have to pave the way, whether it be shovelware, saying there's a clear need for this, a clear desire for this. Like, could that be what initiated Sony's interest in this or Microsoft's interest in this? Maybe. Right? It's been out for 6 months, 12 months, I don't even know, and it's sold really well. It's been on top of the sales charts like many times, and it's frustrating because that game is not good. It's good in the same way that the truck simulator game is good, right? It's giving us something we just really don't have very much of on the platform, but it's not well done. So yeah, sometimes maybe people's eyes just need to be open. It was like, hey, this would sell really well. Considering that I think most people bought Flight Sim Delivery thinking it was Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
Right.
Yeah, think it's a good shout. Keen Bean with the 2 quid says chances of other Microsoft VR games making it over to PSVR2. I don't know, man. What do you think, Wes?
I think it's very possible. I think that finally, after all of these years, a certain group of people are finally getting what they asked for, and the walls of exclusivity are seeming to melt away. We're just seeing Microsoft sell their games on Sony platforms. I think I heard the other day that some Sony games were showing up on Xbox Game Pass now. I hate it, but I know this is what a lot of people have been asking for. And my whole take on this for years has been, you guys don't want exclusives, fine, but you're not going to get those big budget games anymore. The reason why those were funded was to be exclusive to a platform. And if those go away, then those games are just going to go away. They're not going to be made anymore. And people are starting to kind of see that now and see what that means. A lot of these big games are just not happening like they used to. And if Meta stops making exclusives, then I think the VR landscape is going to be very barren in a few years. So yeah, I think for those people who kind of think that all games should be for all platforms, that well, they should be rejoicing, because that seems to be what's happening.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on this. Like, I do think, as I said during State of Play, I think this has more to do with, you know, Sony being like, this needs to be in VR, which is so strange for me to be saying, because it does very frequently seem like there's nobody at Sony who's super passionate about VR, right? Because you just don't hear from those people. Those people need a platform. Those people need to be, you know, talking to this community, and they're not, which is maddening, because it's always like, well, was Hitman the last time we're going to see a AAA game in VR, right? Is that the last hurrah for PSVR2, right? And I think it's easy to get yourself into that headspace, but then we're constantly being proven no, that's not the case, right? Because I'm not going to sit here and list all the AAA games we got, but they do come out at a fairly regular clip, even if it's only 1 or 2 a year, right? We've gotten quite a few since the launch of PSVR 2, which wasn't even 3 years ago. And so then we get this announcement today. So I think personally, somebody at Sony internally is like leading the charge over there and being like, we need to make this happen. So because of that, like, especially considering we don't see like Uncharted games in VR or The Last of Us in VR, I don't think we're going to see like the next or the last Indiana Jones game, The Great Circle or whatever it's called. I don't think we're going to get a VR mode for that, right? Maybe somebody at Sony will jump up and down about the next Bethesda game that comes over, because those always seem like a natural fit. But I don't think we're going to suddenly see, you know, the walls come down and the floods roll in. I don't think that's happening.
No. Obviously, like, this is a title that already supports VR on other platforms. So basically, I'm sure whether Sony's compensating them directly or making some sort of deal that, hey, we'll give you this if you make sure that this supports VR on our platform. I'd say it's more likely something like that. You know, we'll bring Helldivers to Game Pass, but you got to bring over Microsoft Flight Sim to PlayStation, and it must support VR.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that sounds likely. Wow. Yeah, I think this trailer that I've been showing is from 2019. Womp womp. All right. What are you gonna do?
That's all right. I mean, the game looked pretty much just as amazing back then as it does now. So,
right. Excellent. Wes, what's going on over on your channel? I feel like we skipped over the introduction to the show, and I didn't get to touch base with you because we were excited to talk about this. What's going on in Virtual Strangers? What have you guys been talking about? Have you streamed anything? Anything coming up?
I don't think we have since the last time. I think we went. I think our last episode was. Well, wait a minute. No, we did. It was right after. We went last Wednesday, actually, is what it was. After this show, we did another show last week. We're just trying to find a spot for the next episode to land. We want to do the August recap with the next episode and bring Looper on and D. I think we're gonna try to do that tomorrow because Looper is traveling afterwards. But I haven't gotten confirmation yet that that's actually what we're going to do. We'll have an episode up by the end of the weekend. If we don't go live with the August episode tomorrow, then we'll probably, Roots and I'll probably do gameplay impressions this weekend. Likely Titan Isles would probably be a front runner for what we'll be covering next. And there's a number of other titles too, like Zix, for example.
Yeah.
Of Lies and Rain. That's another one that's high up on the queue. We've got a bunch of awesome games to play right now, but we want to focus on August recap right now, obviously, as it's time sensitive. So yeah, that's kind of what we're working on. We're just trying to, as usual, just find a spot where everyone's available, and we'll do it. We'll do it before the end of the week.
That's good to hear, man. It's good to hear. I'm getting a little bit nervous. My anxiety is rising ever so slowly. I saw World of Long Plays in the chat say Dreams of Another keys are out right now. Said the game's trippy. It's about to be October, and which means we're about to get flooded with this stuff. We have so many games where we're still waiting for release dates. It's a little bit maddening just because, just trying to like schedule everything in your brain and keep everything organized and know what games you have to focus on at what times. Right now, a lot of that is up in the air, and we're about to head into October and we still don't have a release date for, Ghost Town, if that's trying to make it out, Secret of the Mimic, if that's trying to make it out. We know that X-Real is trying to get Zero Caliber out in October. That doesn't have a release date. It's like, oh man, here we go. It's all happening. So it's a little bit stressful, but it's all going to be great. It's going to be real. At least if nothing else, like even if I'm stressed out and I'm trying, working overtime to get reviews done and all that stuff, at least it's going to be fun for PSVR2 gamers. There's a lot of great stuff happening.
Yeah, it's a good kind of stress. And even if none of that happens, it's October. I almost wish it would not happen so that I could just play horror games all month.
That's the downside, right? The downside is that, the chaos of the fall and winter seasons starts right as we're trying to celebrate spooky season, which is, again, blessing and a curse. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
It happens just like this every year. I plan on covering like 10 different horror games, reminding people of some of the more obscure ones that they have forgotten about. But then all of these games come and there's only so much time, right?
Yeah. It is interesting. We did, because we got a release date for Trenches. That's coming in October, right? And that's being published by Perp. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but but at the same time, it's like for the last 9 months, 10 months, we've been thinking that this is when the Perp was going to release Slender, and so like, are they going to really double down and capitalize on Spooky Month, and put out Trenches and Slender in the same month, and hopefully not cannibalize their own sales, or are they going to try to space it out and kind of forego Spooky Month for Slender? Is Slender big enough to sell even without the without the impending holiday? I don't know. It might be, but
maybe. Yeah.
Oh well. Comic book guy with the 5 quid says, I don't think Flight Simulator would get Flight Simulator would get PSVR2 support, as Microsoft dropped VR support for Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft is one of these like evergreen games that people just never get sick of, that seem just like always have a billion people playing simultaneously, concurrent users, just through the roof on Minecraft. It never gets old. And I just, to me this seems like something that they need to be talking to Microsoft about. In a version that actually utilizes the Sense controllers as well, not just a PS4 version where you're using the DualShock and you're using your head to aim. I think it would be awesome to get a new version of Minecraft VR. And maybe this says, hey, somebody at Sony being like, come on guys, let's strike up a deal, let's make this happen. But I agree with you, comic book guy. This was, I think Microsoft Flight Simulator was about as low on my list as you could possibly get, with the reasoning being, or on my list of possibilities, with the reasoning being that it's a Microsoft game. Right? It's always weird when they're like, oh, the PS5 Pro version is the best version of this game out there, right? And for a studio like Microsoft Game Studios, who's owned by Xbox, I've got this all backwards. Everyone's owned by Microsoft, but the Xbox version should be the best version, right? But no, it's the PS5 Pro version that's the best version. And so not only is it likely that as far as consoles go, the PS5 Pro version of Microsoft Flight Simulator will be the best version, but also the only one with VR support. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
We live in a weird timeline, Wes, and I'm kind of loving it, and I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Grandpa's Barbecue or Game Cat with the, oh shit, I'm sorry guys, I didn't realize we had so many tips. The Australian $2 says, I think I want a PlayStation 6 for Flight Sim. Yeah,
I think that's the move. Actually, when I heard about this and that VR support would be coming later, the first thing that my mind went to was like, that'll come with PS6. But they're saying it's coming next year, so yeah. Guess not, unless they delay it,
Son W also, I mean, listen, I really hope that I hope that everyone who's making games for PS5, PS5 Pro, PSVR2, I hope everyone's thinking like, man, there's already these rumors about PlayStation 6. It's like I hope everyone is thinking like, how do we make these games modular? How do we make them easy to upgrade for next gen? Right? How do we, like, are we all using dynamic resolution? Are we all using dynamic frame rates? Are we making it super easy on ourselves that when there is extra processing power, we're going to make it super easy to just jump into these games and boom, they're automatically better than they were before. Because I will tell you, I'm a little disappointed with some Switch games on Switch 2 that are, I'm like, oh man, like these should be running great, but the resolution or the frame rate is just capped at like 30, and it's like, oh, it's just not going to be better than that unless they patch it. So that's sort of been the stuff on my mind recently. Like I'm wondering how these games will run on PlayStation 6, and if they are thinking of that as they're developing for PS5 and PS5 Pro. You work with developers? Is that something people talk about?
I mean, I don't work with developers regularly. Normally, by the time their stuff gets to me, it's finished or close to it. My expectation for PS6 is that it's essentially going to be a PS5 with some more kind of power under the hood. I expect full back compatibility out of the box. Like I think the only kind of hiccup that you're going to have between PS5 and PS6 are those titles that make use of features like PSSR, like heavily. I think that maybe some of those titles won't be compatible, but I think for the first time, I don't think we're ever going to have this moment where there are games that come out for PS6 that don't work on PS5. Like, I think that PlayStation is going to look a lot more like an Xbox, essentially, going forward.
So you think PlayStation 6 is going to be a Pro PS5 Pro?
Yes.
Son WTF with the $5 tip says Brian's yell should be clipped. We all would have missed it if he didn't wake us all up. Listen, I generally think when I'm doing these things, when I'm streaming State of Play, man, there were so many technical issues today between, Jamie's camera going down, seemingly my internet went down for a couple seconds, the audio being out of sync, and then me accidentally blasting everyone with music that shouldn't have been playing for a solid 2 minutes. There's so much stuff I have to focus on my end that I'm going to be the one that misses something on the stream. And so I love that Sun is actually giving me credit here for catching the PSVR2 announcement of Microsoft Flight Simulator, because, man, Jamie was going to miss it completely. And I just, it was a very, very weird way to announce it. I would like to start seeing the PSVR2 logo at the end of trailers, even if it says, in parentheses, coming soon underneath or coming later underneath the PSVR2 logo, just for clarification's sake. But dude, I should clip it though, because that is, I would say, equivalent to the first time I played PSVR2 on launch day, getting into Gran Turismo and having it switch over to the VR mode, like as you start accelerating, because I was just like, holy shit, and you're at a loss for words. You just like don't even know what to say. It's fucking happening, right?
Yeah,
it's just so good.
Well, no, it was crazy. You can tell that Sony's a bit more high on the prospects of VR support for this one than Microsoft was, right? Because like Microsoft, it was just like a footnote on the trailer, but you go read the blog post and it's subheadline, right?
Yeah, that's reassuring to me again. Pietrek F with the 12 Plantain says Forza Horizon and Gears of War next. Oh, I mean, listen. So that's okay. So this is such a good question. I mean, he's not asking a question, but I think it deserves to be one. Forza Horizon VR. I mean, like, does that feel like a competitor to Gran Turismo 7? Because Horizon is the more open world one, right? And so it's doing stuff that Gran Turismo isn't. So I feel like it would be marketed toward the same audience, but satisfy two different needs. I don't know, man. That's interesting, because it all depends on how much Sony considers Forza Horizon a competitor.
That is interesting to think about. I don't expect it to happen, but
no,
it's a fun exercise.
Yeah, I don't expect Gears of War to happen at all. If Uncharted VR hasn't happened yet, then Gears of War isn't happening.
Yeah, Gears of War would be cool though. Like those are fun games, and I think that kind of cover mechanic that the game's built around would be just perfect in VR. It'd be just like Bravo Team.
Man, the number of times we say this would be perfect for VR, dude. Infamous would be perfect for VR.
Yes.
Fucking Uncharted would be perfect for VR. What else? Everything. God of War. All these. I think The Last of Us would be perfect for VR. But all right, what does Dino say here? Dino, the middle-aged mutant ninja game cat. I apologize if any, I don't know if anyone else out there is feeling this, but like, this has been a long day, and I feel like we're phoning it in a little bit for this GAMESCAST. I definitely wanted to make sure we did one, but like I did not expect to be so burnt out after State of Play. So my apologies if you guys are feeling that with me. Dino, the middle-aged mutant ninja game cat, Sirens on my end with the level 2 membership, says buzzing for Microsoft Flight Simulator, State of Decay 3 and Elder Scrolls next, please. Oh, and Grounded would be amazing in VR. Is Grounded the one where like they're shrunk down like Honey I Shrunk the Kids style? Is that one?
Yeah, I think so. And it's funny that you say that, because I do often browse Game Pass looking for things to mod, and I think I've had these thoughts to myself before. I think that one actually would work really well as a VR game.
All right, let's get caught up on these, and then we can talk about Gran Turismo a little bit. Dicky1331 with the $5 says recently beat Happy Funland and really enjoyed it. Wish we get a sequel with a water park. Does Pools count? Does Pools VR count as the sequel in the water park?
Sure.
Yeah. Happy Funland was good, and it is. I can't remember if it played better on the Pro or not. I think it played better on the Pro. It kind of smoothed out some of the frame rate hitches. If I remember correctly, I have a video about this. I make videos so that I don't have to remember these things. But
I think you did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. But more importantly, like the developer themselves, like actually improved the combat to make it not just terrible, and now it's fine. And also the smooth turning is there. There we go. This is what we needed. So Happy Funland, a ridiculously low price on the PlayStation Store. I think it's what, $10 or $15. Like perfect way to kick off spooky season. So I think Wes and I both recommend it at this point.
Yeah, and I'd like for the main menu after you finish the game. I'd love it if you could just go into the menu and select the rides and attractions individually and just ride them. I think that would be cool.
Hell yeah. Dead Ringer, the Game Cat with the level 1 membership, says Minecraft? Sony should acquire Cube IP. Oh, the Cube IP, right? Yeah. Why not? If I mean, obviously that could be Sony's own Minecraft. They could wholly own their own Minecraft. But the question is like, I think when you get to that point, are you just like too little too late? You're chasing after stuff that was really big fucking 15 years ago, and now you're kind of a Johnny come lately, and you've got this inferior version of it. Plus Cube has a long way to go before we even consider it a Minecraft clone, right? It's going out. It's got the Minecraft aesthetic, but as far as gameplay is concerned, it's just not there anywhere else.
Yeah, and even if they were to do a better version, a better Minecraft than Minecraft, that community is not going to roll over because it's not Minecraft, right?
True.
So it would be a lot to do for nothing. It'd be cool for people who are into it and like that sort of thing, but I don't think that it would benefit Sony at all to do that.
No. Nope. I miss the old Sony where they were just buying up studios left and right, and yeah, those days were fun. Those days were, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of stuff going on then.
We should sell some studios. Give us back Insomniac and give us back who the Persistence developer whose name is escaping me right now.
Fire Sprite.
Yeah, let Fire Sprite go so they can start making VR games again.
Yeah, all these big studios should just splinter off like into their own sub studios. There's got to be 1,000 people working at Insomniac. Like, are you telling me you can't spare 20 people at Insomniac to go make some VR games? Right? I mean, that's what we're talking about. That is literally what we're talking about when it comes to VR games. Like, so many studios are between one person and 20 people making, what we consider some of the best VR games ever made. And for Insomniac to have like 1,000 people working there, and they can't splinter off a team of 20, even just to port some of their old VR stuff over to PSVR2. Hey, what are the games? Edge of, I don't even know because I didn't play it.
Edge of Nowhere, Stormland's the big one. Like, give us Stormland, please.
Yeah, that because I think when Arcanage came out, that's what everybody was saying. They're like, "Oh, this is Stormlands, right? Was that this game?"
It has a similar visual aesthetic, sure.
Okay,
and I mean, yeah, there are some gameplay elements that are similar as well. The climbing is somewhat similar. The gunplay is somewhat similar. So yeah, I can see it for sure.
Nice.
The Stormland was a bit more like open world, and everything's climbable. Like there's some like huge peaks, and you can climb to the top of them. And then you can jump off and glide like across the map at large distances. So yeah, so there's some definitely very distinct differences, but there are a lot of similarities as well.
This must look beautiful, right? I mean, this trailer was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a bit difficult to run at the time that it launched. Modern PCs handle it much better than they did back then. But yeah, it's always been a beautiful world to be a part of.
Yeah. All right, let's tackle the other big thing that was mentioned during State of Play. I got to say, this is not like I don't think this would have really been on my radar so much because so many Gran Turismo updates come and go, and and everyone who plays Gran Turismo all the time is like, yep, these are great, awesome updates, keep them coming, and I just kind of throw them into PSVR this week, and I haven't started up Gran Turismo in probably a year, which is super embarrassing because that's such a great game, and I want to stay on top of this stuff, but it's just really, really hard to. It sounds like this is going to be a great reason to dive back in. The new update coming this December, it's the Spec III update. Now, because because there was no blog post. This seems, listen, for everyone that's into Gran Turismo, when we're screaming about it, like, this is such big news. It wasn't big enough news for Sony to make a blog post about during today's state of play. So I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm so happy that everyone, was like, this is a big deal, because the more I look into it, the more interested I am. So let's bring up this article that from gran-turismo.com and see, and just to make sure that we don't miss any of this. All right, here we go. Nice and big so I can read it. Gran Turismo 7 Spec 3 major update, free major update, as they all are, in December. Free Spec 3 update arrives this December, bringing new tracks, cars, and a host of exciting features. The Gran Turismo legacy has crossed an extraordinary milestone, more than 100 million units sold worldwide. That's a big deal, man. That was something they really focused on during today's state of play. The fact that, what are we up to? Gran Turismo 7 is the 8th entry, right? Because Sport was one of them.
That's right. Maybe, I think so.
But there was maybe like Gran Turismo Concept on PS2. There were a couple others. So probably closer to like 9 or 10 entries after counting all those. Yeah. But 100 million units is a major milestone, and shows you how much interest there is in this, and how important it is for it to be on PSVR2, and how important it is that we get these updates on PSVR2 day and date. Such a big deal. And I think, people like me who don't stick with it and don't, make a big deal about each of these announcements are really dropping the ball, when it comes to these big things that are important for PSVR2. It's like this and No Man's Sky are so much bigger than I give them credit for. So I'm really happy that the community reminds me how important they are on a regular basis. To mark this achievement of 100 million units sold worldwide, Spec 3 will be introduced as a major update for Gran Turismo 7 with new tracks, fresh cars, and an array of exciting features. The next chapter of driving exhilaration is about to begin. So here's what it lists for all of the updates. 2 new tracks, Yas Marina Circuit and Circuit... Oh, can't pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce these, but new tracks have been something that I've been begging for. Because I don't have all of the cars. I have 30 cars. And so every time they say, here's 3 new cars, I'm like, I'm never getting around to buying those. But I will play on every single fucking track that gets announced. Along with this, 8 new cars, Dunlop tires, a data logger, collector level cap increase, which is nice, unlimited car invitations in Brand Central, enhanced weekly challenges, a new opening movie, interesting, new menu book seasonal menu, new events in circuit experience, new curations in scapes, improvements to online races. They're saying more details to follow. Please look forward to the Spec 3 major update. And we do get some really, really nice screenshots here of the different tracks and circuits, which look beautiful. They look stunning.
Yeah, they look nice. I think these are, at least this Yas Marina, if I had to guess, this is probably set in like Abu Dhabi. But yeah, beautiful as most things are in Abu Dhabi.
Is that a thing? Most things are beautiful in Abu Dhabi? I just knew it as the place Garfield sent Nermal to.
No, there's a lot of oil money that's gone into developing this region of the world, and they are a bit more liberal in their beliefs. So it is an exotic vacation destination, and yeah, typically things that I've seen from there in recent years have all tended to be very new and very pretty. So
excellent. Anyway, coming very soon. Coming in December. Boy, I am fucking so burnt, man. I kind of wish I realized that before the show. It was just did Tornado react when I react? Bitmappy? That's what he said in the chat. It says just watch Brian's reaction back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they wrote in capital letters Tornado. I don't get to. Oh, where is she? Oh, she's totally sleeping behind me. Like, nope, there, whatever.
Are you sure she's sleeping? Yeah. Like maybe you scared her like really bad.
Uh, yeah, no, she's. It's very quiet over here, man. Like I don't have any kids running around. There's no jumping up and down, yelling, screaming, nothing. Right? It is very very chill. She's used to a very quiet existence. I'm a very quiet person. You know, we're here by ourselves, and it's chill. And so when I'm here and I'm talking to you guys, and I start screaming, that's a big thing. That she pays attention. Um, she knows something's up. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know what else is happening, man. What's going on? You watch any good movies lately? I need something
Um,
that's like I need something that's like easier to talk about right now. My brain is done.
no, I'm with you there, brother. I'm completely with you. And no, I have not watched any movies at all lately. Um, yeah, no, I don't have a lot of time for that sort of stuff. Um, what about
We're
you? You
we're
watched
ramping up, man. We're
any good
ramping
movies?
up. I know that awesome Tatum's here in the chat, and he and I are we're trying to ramp up our Halloween plans, our end of September all through October plans. And that's exciting to me. That's the stuff that I love. Is like, oh, what movies are we going to watch? What games are we going to play? Like, what are we going to get into to celebrate all month long? And I know that he just watched Weapons on because it just came home to streaming, and I'm gonna be trying to figure out my schedule for this stuff too. Very very excited for the Welcome to Derry series that's coming to HBO Max. That's all about Stephen King's It, probably
Mm.
prequel series. So that's looking really good. I gotta go finish Alien Earth. I'm really excited about that. I heard some of the mid to later episodes are some of the best alien things that have ever been created. So I'm excited for that. And I still haven't seen the new Conjuring movie. But at this point, I think I have to just wait for it to come home to streaming because I've waited too long. It's like this stuff stays in the theater for 2 months now, and so it's like if you didn't go see it during the first month, you might as well just wait another month and watch it when it comes home.
Speaking of Alien, a new mod has dropped for Alien Isolation
Ooh.
that makes it into like full VR now. So there's always been like a VR mod that lets you play with a gamepad inside a headset, and someone has taken it now to the next step and allows you to have full like motion controllers with hands in the game and interact with things on that level, which is pretty awesome from what I'm hearing. So um, that's great news. And no, I haven't been watching movies, but I did go to a rock festival over the weekend with like 170 bands, and that was pretty fucking awesome.
Dude, yeah, that's right. You were telling me after the show last week that you were heading out there. What I mean, okay. So first of all, remind me of the name of the event festival.
Louder Than Life.
Nice. And I mean, were there obviously, dude? The list of bands was insane. Were there specific bands you wanted to see? Did you get to see the ones you wanted to see?
Almost. We didn't go every day, 2 out of the 4 days. But yeah, I saw most of them. My only regret was that Glassjaw was on Sunday, and I didn't go Sunday. And I've always wanted to see Glassjaw. I've never seen them before. Um, but I was so done on Sunday, man. Deftones on Saturday, which by the way, I'd say for the last 3 years, Deftones easily been my favorite band. I listen to them almost every day. They just dropped a new album, and there were so many crowd surfers during the Deftones set. I've been to literally hundreds of rock shows, maybe close to 1,000 of them in my life. I have never seen so many crowd surfers in my life as I saw during the Deftones on Saturday. To the point that nobody knows this, but I've been nursing a bum hip for about 3 months, and I caught so many people landing on my head Saturday that I couldn't hardly walk on Sunday. Like I'm still feeling it pretty heavy. But besides that, it was awesome, man. They played a 90-minute set. Played 4 tracks off the new album, which was awesome. Um, and yeah, dude, no, there was a lot of good bands there. I saw Slayer. They're on a reunion tour, select dates. They were great. Um, Rob Zombie was surprisingly good live. Um, I haven't, you know, I was a White Zombie fan. A big fan of Rob Zombie's solo artist,
Mm-hmm.
but the kind of caveat to the Rob Zombie set was that he played the entirety of the Astro Creep albums from start to finish.
Wow.
So that was awesome. Marilyn Manson, A Perfect Circle, Cypress Hill was surprisingly good. They had a live band and sounded great. Chimera, Machine Head. I mean, I could keep going. There was a lot of great bands on last, and it was a good time.
That's so great, man. Especially the older you get, the harder it is to find time for all this stuff. And I'm really, really happy that you were able to, because, you know, to hit up a festival for a couple of days even, it's just, yeah, foreign concept at this point.
I just thought, you know, the days we missed, there weren't a lot of great bands on those days, so I don't really have a regret from that perspective. But just being in that atmosphere is worth the trip, right? Just being around, you know, tens of thousands of people who are all there just to have a good time and are generally friendly and scantily clad. It threw me back to you know, 30 years ago when I was doing this stuff on the regular.
Comic book guy with the £5 says, "Hey, I don't know if you mentioned this before, but the devs for Clean Sheet are working on a sequel. It's called Clean Sheet Pro." We've not mentioned that. I don't even know how much we covered Clean Sheet on the channel, because it kind of came and went, and I got to be honest with you. I can't even separate this one from the other fitness/sporting ones. It all kind of runs together for me. So hey, good for them. I hope it sold well on PSVR2, and I hope they're doing Pro for PSVR2. But I know nothing about the original or the sequel.
Same. Couldn't tell you a thing about it.
Wow. Grandpa's Barbecue Game Cat with the Australian 5 says, "Laugh." Is that a demand? "I'm currently watching the old 70s Battlestar Galactica series up to about episode 17. All I know about Battlestar Galactica is with the series from the 90s that they tried to do after The Next Generation. And I remember really liking what I saw, but like not sticking with it. I think, I don't know if that holds up or not, but I'd like to do it at some point.
Never was really a fan of Battlestar Galactica. There's a lot of those shows that I never really got into, like Doctor Who. Like everyone loves Doctor Who. I barely watched Doctor Who. But yeah,
they all seem like things that like I would totally be into if I gave them the attention that they deserve. Right? Even things like Lord of the Rings. Right? I'm so checked out on Lord of the Rings. I've never even made it through the original trilogy.
Those are awesome. I didn't think I would like them, but sure enough, I watched the extended versions. I want to say back when I was in college, but honestly, it was probably after I stopped going. But no, they're great. Those are great movies, and I highly recommend them.
I'll get around to them. The last time I tried to watch them, I was still drinking, and it was this. I remember just being like borrowing the DVD box set from my dad, and being like, it was this beautiful day. I was still drinking. I didn't have, I wasn't doing the channel. I had like 3 days off from work, and so I opened the windows. And I was like, this nice breeze coming through, and I got it. I put the DVD in, and I grabbed the bottle of vodka. And I was like, this is all I'm doing today. And about 5 or 6 shots in, I don't know what the hell happened, but I definitely was not watching Lord of the Rings anymore. So I'm not as easily distracted these days. I can focus when I put a movie on, usually, as long as I'm not playing Switch at the same time. The extended versions are the way to watch Lord of the Rings, confirms Tatum. Good to know.
Yeah, for sure. That now they are close to like 4 hours each, so be warned.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
I think I'd still honestly marathon them in a day, because that's just how I operate. Like I just want to consume them all together. I bet I could pull it off.
Probably. I mean, that's kind of the culture now, right? That you're supposed to binge things now, I guess.
Well, supposed to, if that's how it works for you. My memory is just so bad that like I can't wait week to week, you know, and that was my problem with Alien Earth. I was like, I don't fucking even know what happened during the first 2 episodes by the time I would get around to watching episode 3. So I was like, I'll just wait for them all to come out. And I think they're all out now, so I can actually sit there and just watch them all from beginning to end. So it works better for me, but I know that I do understand the people who say, hey, no, this is, I miss when it's like almost like this community event, right? It's like everyone is anticipating the next episode, and then that episode comes out, and then the next day at work, it's like the water cooler moment, right? Where everyone's talking about the same episode at the same time. And no one is like 5 episodes ahead of anyone else, so there's no spoiler issues, that kind of thing. I get it. I totally get it, but not for me. This is my office right here.
Word.
Yeah. Cool. Wes, I am going to ask you to pick a game for the 4-minute challenge.
I will do that.
I'm going to see what's going on in the chat here. This has been such a fucked up episode. Like, it's so super hyped about Flight Simulator, to the point where like at the end of the State of Play stream, Jamie was off. He was like, "I'm gonna go make a quick video. I'm gonna throw it together really quick to announce it." You know, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do GamesCast. That's gonna be the headline." And it was like, "Oh, yeah, we didn't really plan a show other than that." But I do love it though. I do love it. Guys roll with the punches. World of Long Play says, always binge. I still haven't watched Stranger Things as I'm waiting for the series to be finished and then binge it. That's pretty good.
You know what? I haven't, I watched the first season, and then I think I watched a few episodes of season 2, and I haven't picked it back up since then. So
same.
I'm kind of with you there.
I'm the same. I watched the first season, maybe season and a half. And I bet I'd like it if I get back to it. Parasite 82 Green says, I just recently started rewatching the X-Files and just finished watching episode Squeeze. Is Squeeze, I'm guessing, is it Edward Toombs? Was that his name? The dude that stretched and made his little nest? Is that what Squeeze is? Is it Edward Toombs? Something Toombs. I forget. I might be on the complete wrong episode. I was a massive X-Files fan back in the day. I watched them religiously, weekly as they came out. And then it continued airing as I went to college. And as I went to college, I stopped fucking doing anything. Like, I stopped keeping up with the X-Files. I stopped, I was complete. Oh, Parasite said that's correct. Oh, good. Nice. Thank you, guys. That's good to know that my memory's not completely fried. So then by the time I was done with college, like Mulder was gone or something like that. Like, I don't even know. Like, they had done some crazy shit with the X-Files, and I was like, I don't even know what's happening. But I did go back and try to binge X-Files not that long ago, and I was really impressed with how well this shit holds up. Right? I mean, we're talking like early 90s is when it started, and on Fox, which was still I think at that point was still a fairly small channel. I feel like they were filming this on a budget, and I think the HD versions at least really, really hold up.
Yeah, I mean, it's more plausible now, right? With all the disclosure that's happened in recent years, and it's kind of like we've gone in the course of a decade now from where people who believed in alien life were considered kind of in the same vein as conspiracy theorists, and now it's just like everyone pretty much believes it to the point where no one even like cares anymore. Like, oh, you saw something in the sky? That sounds about right.
Yep.
Even the government and the military just talk about it freely now.
The end is coming.
Yeah, for sure. It is near.
Yep. You got a game picked out?
You know what? Yeah, I do.
All right, you weren't sure. You were thinking about.
I was thinking. I saw one. I said I'll do that one, but let's see if I can find a better one. And I didn't find a better one, but this one's good. It should be easy.
Tatum's asking you, Wes, if you're gonna play Titan Isles. It comes out tomorrow. This is the third game the third Windlands-like game from SciTech.
I am indeed. If we don't end up doing the August recap tomorrow, then we'll probably cover Titan Isles this weekend on the channel. Yes.
Nice. Everybody subscribe to Wes. Go click the link in the description below. And Make sure those notifications are on.
I'm looking forward to Titan Isles, man. This feels like the culmination of what Windlands to all these years. This feels like the legit full game that we've all kind of wanted when we played Windlands too.
I feel bad when we talk about Titan Isles in the same way that I feel bad when we talk about Reach. I feel even worse when I say the wrong name of the game, because for me, I was like, when SciTech was announcing their next game, they're like, oh, it's gonna be great, it's bigger than anything we've done before, blah, blah. And then it just kind of looked like Windlands. I was like, oh, okay. All right, you weren't talking like production quality wise, like you're just talking about more gameplay element wise. But it's 100% exactly what you're saying. It is the next evolution in the Windlands franchise. 4 different classes to play as. It sounds like the big bosses that you would fight in Windlands 2 have gotten even bigger, right? It sounds like the Titan element of it, it's closer to Shadow of the Colossus than it used to be. And it'll be interesting.
And a cohesive story campaign is what I'm expecting.
Yeah. So it's interesting to watch, some like a team like Vitruvius like go exponentially, like with every single release, like just crazy, massive, bigger, better production values, gameplay wise, and then see SciTech is doing the same thing, but like on a much smaller scale, right? I think like going game to game to game, it's like just like this. It's a bump up the mountain rather than massive leaps up the mountain. And so, the more I learned about Titan Isles, the more excited about it I became. But the trailer, I don't think sells. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe I'm just being fucking negative, but I don't think the trailer sells too many people on it.
That's the case with a lot of VR games. I mean, the 2D trailers just don't represent the VR experience very, very well in a lot of cases. But I got to, for me, I think what VR needs even more so than like these super high production games are games that have fun gameplay mechanics. And it seems like that kind of aerial aspects that we've gotten from Windlands 2 are being iterated on in a large way here. Some of my favorite games are games that give you like double and triple jumps and jetpacks and shit where you can literally just fly around everywhere. Not only that, but the combat seems a lot more refined than it was. Very, very basic in Windlands 2. This seems like it's going to be a lot more fleshed out. So sure, an incremental jump in terms of like visuals and things like that. It still looks like Windlands, but the changes seem profound in every other category, from the outside looking in, of course.
Yeah. I mean, the trailer looks good. I think I was way too dismissive about it at first. Also, it didn't. The initial trailer didn't have a PlayStation VR2 logo in it, so I had every right to be dismissive of it because I wasn't gonna be playing it anytime soon. But John Hibbins from SciTech said getting into PSVR2 is a massive priority for them. So very excited to see how they handle that. I asked him, I was like, "Are you going to handle the port? You're going to have VR Monkey do this one again?" And I guess they're going to have the answer to that very, very soon. And I don't think they're even sure at this point. So I would expect to see this one, I don't know, early next year, mid next year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I would say by spring, probably they'll have it.
I'll be paying attention to Virtual Strangers to see how you feel about it. All right, let's get going here. Let's do a little 4-minute challenge and wrap this sucker up. You guys know how this works. Wes has a game in his head. Sorry, I just got distracted for a second.
I thought I lost you. I was like, oh, great. What a time to drop.
Bro, I told you my brain's fried, and I'm like thinking about shit that doesn't matter right now, and I'm like, oh, fuck, let's just move along. So Wes has a game he's thinking of, and I think we're on a 2-game winning streak. You guys ask 3? Oh my God, that's insane. Let's make it 4. It's up to us to ask an infinite number of yes or no questions during a minute period of time and figure out what game it is. So I'm going to put the clock up on the counter the way that Jeremy likes it. Oops. It's already started. On your mark, get set, go. Is this on PSVR 1?
No.
Okay. Is it on other headsets other than PSVR 2?
Yes.
The standard questions. Okay. Non-exclusive. Is it first person, mostly?
Yes.
Okay. Does it have any third person elements?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Do you shoot guns?
You do.
Okay. Do you shoot any other weapons? Do you have any other weapons?
I think everything, I mean, yes, there are other weapons, but it's mostly guns.
Okay. Sci-fi?
No.
Modern? Like a modern contemporary setting?
Yeah.
Okay. Military themed weapons?
Yes.
Is it does it have a horde mode?
Yeah.
Is there co-op? I mean, other than the horde mode?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Or yes.
I'm trying to get to Crossfire Sierra Squad, so I'm trying to figure out what I can do here. Did this launch with automatic reloads and then later get a patch for manual reloads?
I'm going to assume it did, yes. You're asking that question.
All right, I think we can wrap this up. Is it Crossfire Sierra Squad?
It is indeed Crossfire Sierra Squad.
Wow.
I don't think I had one no on that, did I? My PSVR 1 support, maybe that was the only no. Like, you nailed it pretty. I knew it would be easy. I didn't know it would be that easy. Jeez.
I didn't even look at the chat. Like, we didn't even get to that point where I was like, I need help.
Well, by the way, Looper got it first. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got it first.
Yeah, Scott had it before I had it, and Looper had it before anyone, I guess. I'm just looking, just trying to give credit where credit's due. Holy
I think so.
All right, you guys, let's wrap this thing up. Holy crap, man, what is wrong with me today? I did not get good sleep last night, and I think that's the primary reason why I'm just like out of it today. I'm glad. Yeah.
For what it's worth, I got decent sleep last night. I got none the previous night, like zero. So, I'm taking as much of the blame for this one being disjointed as you. I'm still in a little bit of a haze.
It's all good, man. People are the cats are forgiving. I don't think they expect us to be on our game all the time. And if you do, then wow, what did we do to make you expect that? Because nothing in our history shows that we've ever been on top of our game, almost ever. But it's just really fun to hang out with you guys, and it's fun, hang out with my co-hosts and shoot the shit about whatever the fuck comes up. And you guys are totally awesome. So thank you for that. Pretty awesome day overall, I gotta say. Yes, we're still waiting for Resident Evil 9, and yes, we're still waiting on a lot of release dates, and I think we're gonna see those on the PlayStation YouTube channel. We're gonna see those on the PlayStation blog over the course of the next couple of weeks. We're definitely gonna be seeing a lot of release dates start popping up because there are just so many games that are still supposed to be coming out sometime this year that still don't have release dates, and it is maddening.
You may even get some of those release dates on this channel at a very soon point in time. Just saying, could happen. Definitely within the realm of possibility.
This channel right here, the one we're on without Parole, my channel.
This is the one. This is the channel, indeed.
Man, shit's going down. I don't even know about it. I like being in the dark. Being in the dark is fun. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This was fun as always. And thanks to everyone who supports the channel, whether it's financially or just by being here or just by watching, sitting back and not saying a goddamn word. We know you're out there and we love you just as much. Let's get out of here, Wes. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, Brian. Happy Wednesday, cats. See you soon. Have fun.
Oops. Parasite 82 Green says, I still don't understand how Resident Evil 7's not on PSVR2. Bro,
Point.
it's like, it sucks that it's not, but I can totally understand why it's not, right? Because I think it's the same people that would need to allocate resources and talent and money for that. That would be they would be the same people that would need to get Blood and Truth over, that would need to get Farpoint over, that would need to get Everybody's Golf VR over, right? It's all part of that same issue. Where are these PSVR 1 games? And in the fact that, if Capcom was doing the port themselves, they literally have, was it 2 people? Is that what they said for Resident Evil 4? They had like 2 people do the port over the course of like 8 months. So they're not allocating a lot of time or money or resources for that either. So, yeah.
My feeling on this is that I don't think Capcom or Sony would want to bring a gamepad VR experience to this modern VR platform. Right. So bringing your RE7 to PSVR 2 would entail implementing motion controls into it, which is not a huge job, but it is a job. And I think that we're close enough now to the point where they're probably already discussing internally at Capcom Resident Evil 7 remake. And I don't think they want to go backwards. I think they want to go forward. So I wouldn't expect RE7 to ever show up. Even if we do start getting some of those Gen 1 games over, I don't think that'll be one of them.
Yeah, because you think they're most likely remaking Code Veronica or 5 right now, and then it'll be another year before they do 6, and then another year before they do 7, and then it'll be and then they'll be like, okay, well, do we want to just add VR support while we're doing the remake? And the answer is probably going to be yes, and it'll be for PlayStation 7. It'll be awesome.
Yep, it's good.
All right, let's take a quick look back without Parole history, and we're going to go all the way back to we're going to go back to 2021, Wes. This is on this exact date in 2021.
Resident Evil 9 coming to PSVR 2. I'm just joking.
The headline is Camouflage is hiring. How much longer can PSVR 1 survive? And the answer was longer than we thought, because we actually got some games, I think, in 2022. And what we see here on the front cover is, Iron Man and After the Fall. And so Camouflage hiring at this point would have been, they were hiring for Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had, nothing was public about the meta purchase of Camouflage. And so I think we were all like, oh, they're making Iron Man 2. What are they making next? Little did we know. All right, Wes. Let's get out of here, everybody. You have a wonderful night. My
Good
chat
night.
window has crashed. My tip window has crashed. I can't see what any of the chat is saying.
There's no tips, I don't think. No, I don't think there's tips. I think we're good. We love you all. Thank you for being here, and we'll talk to you soon.